Hi, this is Jacob from the Cinema Goat, and today I'll be doing a quick review of a movie called Red Eye. Red Eye is a 2005 movie directed by Wes Craven, and it's a somewhat forgotten thriller. It stars Rachel McAdams and Cillian Murphy. It's just under an hour and a half long, and it's a perfect length for this quick, tight, and efficient thriller. The director, Wes Craven, is mainly known for horrors and slasher genre. He directed quite a few Scream movies, but he also made the original The Hills Have Eyes and the original The Last House on the Left. And even though I'm not a huge fan of Wes Craven, because of the genre he tends to thrive in, this one is actually probably one of his least horror films. It's an 85-minute long, very efficient and tight and well acted and well executed thriller. And I had never heard of it until recently, but I watched it and I loved it. It's fun. It is a well-made movie. What is the movie about? Rachel McAdams' character is a manager of a big Miami hotel, and she seems to be leading quite a fast-paced life. So she's trying to get on board of the plane, which is delayed. In the airport lobby, she meets the character played by Cillian Murphy. They sort of click straight away, and then they end up being on a plane together. However, this chance encounter, it's not what it seems to be. The film is very neatly divided into 3 separate acts, each in a very specific setting. And this also contributes to the fact that this movie is very efficient. Once the film passes through its initial setup and delves into its more psychological thriller territory, it becomes very enjoyable. Cillian Murphy and Rachel McAdams are 2 actors that I have very different opinions about. I generally can't stand Rachel McAdams in most of her performances. I'm not saying she's a bad performer, I just find her quite irritating, the kind of roles she tends to play. Whereas Cillian Murphy, I think he's a very brilliant, underestimated actor. Or maybe he used to be underestimated. I feel like since Oppenheimer, he really established himself. So for me, this was a kind of an unusual pairing of the 2 leads in the film. But in the end of the day, they both doing an amazing job. And they really convey very well these intense situations these 2 characters found themselves in. It also has a couple of supporting characters. The Glee actress, Jayma Mays, who serves as sort of a comic relief character, and one played by Brian Cox, who I think this is the first time ever that I've seen this dude not in grey hair or white hair. And so, as I mentioned, the film is very efficient. As soon as the reality of the situation is sort of revealed, the story becomes a sort of a duel between them as they try to find each other's weaknesses. And that's where the only real issue with this film starts surfacing. Certain things these characters do and get away with in terms of the plot convenience are a little bit too convenient. Watching fiction, you need to leave a bit of a room for these conveniences, but I feel like in this film they are kind of going too far several times, to the point of really raising my eyebrows in disbelief and a little bit of a disappointment. But then again, because the film is so efficient and it's really short, it's under 90 minutes long, there isn't really that much time for these plot conveniences to ruin the whole thing, because the film goes through the story very quickly. It really is like eating a fast food, to be honest. And in overall, the film being a thriller, it's also a little bit of an action piece. But regardless of this one shortcoming, this is a gripping thriller. It's got a few action pieces, so it's sort of an action film as well. It is an overall slightly campy, and it definitely has got the 90s feel to it, despite being from 2005. It sort of reminds me of an alternative version of Con Air, where it's not a Nick Cage 90s film, because it's a little bit more serious. Red Eye also had a pretty entertaining score by Marco Beltrami. And yes, it's a short, fun, thrilling film. Because it's so short, if you have 90 minutes to spare, you can just watch it. You're going to have a good time, and it's not going to affect your day. It's not a heavy film. And this was my quick review of the movie Red Eye from 2005. Let me know in the comments below if you have heard of this movie and whether you enjoyed it or not. And if you like this kind of content, please click the like button below and subscribe to my channel for more content like this to follow. And in the meantime, thank you for watching and see you next time.